Hello fellow coffee botherers. In this video we're going to be talking about this, the DeLonghi Revelia bean to cup coffee machine. This has caught the attention of quite a few people thanks to the dual hoppers, so I've had requests to review it mainly due to that. Is this finally a valid solution to the what to do about decaf question? Is this the only interesting feature on the new DeLonghi Revelia? Keep watching and you'll find out. Let's start out with the specs. First let's put the dimensions on the screen. Dual hoppers with switch mode, interactive touchscreen interface, 12 one-touch coffees, true microfoam milk texture, true double shots, extra shot function, extra coffee function, easy switch buttons to select black coffees from milk drinks, optional cold froth carafe for 9 additional one-touch cold froth milkies, Bean Adapt assisted dialing in, 1.4 litre water tank, dreg drawer with capacity for 10 used pucks, max cup height of 14 centimetres, 4 auto off settings from 15 minutes to 3 hours. Now there are questions, so let's answer them, starting with the most obvious. Do the dual hoppers work? Yes, and this is the first proper solution I've ever seen for switching to and from different beans, in particular the what to do about decaf conundrum. The most common answer to decaf is to buy pre-ground and use the grinder bypass chute. Don't do that, it's illegal. No! Bypass chutes are the worst idea ever. Firstly, the whole point of a bean to cup machine is to use whole bean. Using pre-ground defeats the point. Secondly, as well as the fact that pre-ground goes stale way faster than whole bean, bypass chutes are moist, which is an awful word, and warm. They can easily get mouldy and rank, unless you really keep on top of them with cleaning. Thirdly, you can't tweak the grind size. They have given this a bypass chute, no idea why, it doesn't need it. Don't use it, end of. So the way this works is that when you put the hopper on and lock it, about 9 grams of beans enters the grinding area where the burrs are. This is about equal to the 4th intensity setting out of 5. More on the intensity settings shortly. When you unlock it, it automatically goes into switch mode and it'll ask you, do you want to make a coffee with the beans that are already in there or do you want to just purge them? So if you drink full caffeine up to lunchtime and decaf after, for example, you can just unlock the hopper and go into switch mode for your last full caffeine coffee and then swap to the decaf hopper. Or if you're just swapping over for a decaf for one drink and then swapping straight back to make a full caffeine coffee for yourself and a decaf for someone else, you just unlock the hopper, make your coffee in switch mode, swap to decaf, unlock and lock straight away, make the decaf in switch mode and then swap straight back. If you're thinking about retention, I can't see that there is any, meaning any full caffeine ground's been retained and ended up being used for the decaf and vice versa. But if you want to be on the safe side, you can just choose to purge the first dose instead of making a coffee with it. Are the hoppers airtight? They're not, and even if they were, they still wouldn't be the best place to store your beans, due to the air already trapped in there with the beans when you close the lid. I'm not suggesting that you actually store your beans in these hoppers. As I've said in the past, hoppers aren't for long-term storage. They're for loading beans into the burrs while you're using them. What I'd do is I'd have my full caffeine beans and my decaf beans either in the bag properly sealed if the bag has a reseal strip and a one-way valve, as my coffee does from seaworks.co.uk, of course, or in an airtight container that flushes out the air, such as Airscape, Fellow Atmos, or these rechargeable electric vacuum containers. See the description for more on these. I'd load my hopper with enough for the day and I'd have the other hopper empty. If I want to make a decaf, I'd then put some decaf in the spare hopper, switch over, make a decaf, switch back, empty the rest of the decaf back into the airtight container. It's a one-touch milk carafe machine, so what's the texture like? Amazing. If you set it to the creamy icon, you'll get what I refer to as modern cappuccino microfoam. If you set it to just below this, you'll get almost perfect microfoam for flat whites. You can even pour latte out with it if you froth into a milk jug. This surprised me, and I think it shows I'm a bit out of touch with some of the latest one-touch machines. Tom from Tom's Coffee Corner tells me that the same is true of the milk frother on the Aletta Explore. What's the milk temperature like? Every time I've tested it, it's been between 60 to 62 degrees Celsius, which for me is about spot on, but some people will call that lukewarm. The espresso is hot though, so that helps. What's the espresso temperature like? I've just said, weren't you listening? The espresso temperature and all the black coffee temperatures have been at around 80 to 82 degrees Celsius, which is on the upper side for bean to cup coffee. The hot water via the hot water spout is also usually about 80 to 82 degrees Celsius. What's the espresso like? Where bean to cup espresso is concerned, I believe this is up there with the best I've tasted. Not that I'm saying it's perfect, but from a bean to cup machine, I think it's among the best I've experienced. I do need to put that to the test in the future, but the first few coffees I had with this, even without using Bean Adapt, were really quite decent. Can it do a true double shot? Yes. Unlike the DeLonghi Magnifica range, a double espresso on the Revelia is made by grinding and pulling a shot twice. What's the extra shot and extra coffee? Extra shot is just what it sounds like, and you can save this into the menu. For example, if you want your flat white made with an extra shot, you can save that into the flat white in your profile. Extra coffee. This is the extra icon that shows up while you're making coffee. If it finishes brewing and you want more, you can just select that. But keep in mind, that's just extra water. It doesn't grind more coffee when you use that feature. What's Bean Adapt? When you tap this icon, it goes into Bean Adapt mode. It suggests that you make at least 3 coffees with the beans you're dialing in first, and then it asks you a few questions about the beans. Are they 100% Arabica or a blend? What's the roast level and what position is your grinder currently set to? It then sets the brew temperature accordingly to your answers and tells you what grind size to change to if it detects that the shot ran too fast or too slow. You can then enter the name of the beans on the touch screen, so whenever you go back to these beans in future, you just select them from the menu and the machine knows what to do. If you're not happy with the taste, you can tell it to refine further, in which case it'll ask you to brew a shot and then ask you about the taste so it can figure out what to tweak. What one-touch drinks does it make? You can swipe through the touchscreen to go through all the drinks, or very conveniently you can tap this icon to see all the black coffees. And you'll see there espresso, Americano, long, coffee, cool Americano, lungo, double espresso, cool coffee, cool espresso. The milk options are latte, cappuccino, flat white, espresso macchiato, latte macchiato, cappuccino mix, cortado, hot milk. What are the cool coffees? Dunno. Have a look on TikTok. What are you on about, DeLonghi? All these options do is ask you, do you want them with ice or extra ice? And based on that, it'll tell you how many ice cubes to put in your cup. It'll then proceed to brew very hot coffee over your ice cubes to produce lukewarm coffee. I don't get it. Am I missing something? If you want iced coffee, just make an espresso over ice cubes. And if you want a long coffee, just top up with cold water. Why would you make a cool Americano by adding 80 degrees Celsius water over ice cubes? Odd. What are the iced milk drinks? If you buy this, the Cool Latte Crema system, which is £100, it opens a new menu when you install it. Basically, all the hot milk is as cold froth options. If you've never had cold froth, you may be surprised by it. To me, it makes a huge difference to the taste, so I think this is a great thing. I think £100 for a milk carafe and 4 glasses is a bit steep. I can't help but think they might have done better with this machine if they'd bundled it and added £30 or so to the cost. I can't see the cool carafe costing more than that to make. But it is really good. If I had the Revelia, I'd want the cool frother. You do need to use cold milk and add ice to it for proper iced coffees, but having your cold milk frothed really makes a big difference. What are the intensity settings? So this refers to the amount of beans that will be ground, and therefore how strong your coffee will be. I had to test these, by the way. This isn't provided by DeLonghi, so please take it as a rough idea, as it'll depend on your grind setting and your beans. Intensity 1 is 5 grams, 2 is 7 grams, 3 is 8 grams, 4 is 9 grams, 5 is 10 grams. This was with Seaworks Chocolate and Caramel Decaf Honduras at grind setting 3.5. As I've mentioned, when you unlock the hopper, about 9 grams enters into the burst, so when you brew in switch mode, you're automatically using intensity level 4. Speaking of Seaworks, I'd like to introduce my friend, Kev. If you're in the UK, try my coffee beans from seaworks.co.uk. They're small, brown and somewhat bean-shaped, and they taste amazing. Chocolate brownie blend that we're using today is one of the most forgiving espresso blends I've ever used, and is my favourite for chocolatey flat whites and cappuccino. Yes, I'm biased, I may be talking crap, but find out for yourself. Use discount code YT25 at seaworks.co.uk for 25% off your first order. If you love them, buy more of them. Also, tell your friends. They'll get a tenner off. You'll get a tenner credit to use whenever you need more coffee beans. Thanks, Kev. He's a good-looking chap, isn't he? What's long? This threw me slightly. Lungo is already on the menu, so I wondered if it was maybe a long black, but it's not. What is referred to as long on the menu is a big ratio double espresso with pulsed infusion. So it pulls a double shot, meaning it'll grind whatever you select and then pull 2 shots with it, but they're very long shots done by stopping and starting the pump. For example, if you select long, set the intensity to 5 and the volume to medium, it'll grind 10 grams and pull an 80 gram shot and then repeat. I've made one and it kind of just tastes like Americano. How loud is it? Making coffee. Steaming milk. How much is it? In the UK, the RRP is £7.49. If you shop around, the best I've found it for so far is direct from DeLonghi for £649. I'll put a link in the description. It'll be an affiliate link, so if you buy one after clicking, you're supporting this channel. Cheers! What are the negatives? As I've mentioned, some people might find the milk temperature just over 60 degrees a bit cool. If you want very hot milkies, you probably need a machine with a steam one. I don't think it needs the cold black coffee options. I don't get that. Maybe I'm missing something. I wish it came bundled with the cold frother. It's a brilliant feature, but I think charging £100 for it as an add-on is a bit too much. Also, I don't see a reason to bundle the frother with glasses, basically forcing people to buy glasses if they want the frother. I didn't want glasses, I just wanted the cold frother. And the packaging, by the way, was a bit rubbish. One of the glasses was smashed when it arrived, which is why there's only 3. Is this the machine for you? If you know it's a fully automatic, one-touch bean-to-cup coffee machine that you want, if you regularly switch from one bean to another, for example from full caffeine to decaf, if you want microfoam milk texture and you're not fussed about mega hot milkies, then I can't think of any other machine on the market that I think would be a better choice. The machine that this appears to be the closest to in DeLonghi's range is the Elita Explore, and that's about £1,000 at RRP. It shares some of the features of the Revelia and it comes with the cold milk carafe as well as the hot, but it doesn't have the dual hoppers. If you want to see me making various drinks with the Revelia, including iced coffees, make sure you subscribe and allow notifications, as we're filming that video today, so that'll be released within a few weeks of this video. Coffee Cave's comment of the week!
Ponzoon the Great says, you might even get dialed in before you reach the bottom of the bag. Imagine that. I feel so attacked.
It's funny you say that, Ponzoon the Great, because that comment was made specifically about you. Just get good, scrub. Thank you very much for watching, and if you think coffee is the power of many, and you enjoyed this video, we've got tons of content about how to make better coffee at home to take you from beginner to home barista. We've got reviews and how-tos on the most popular machines. If you like the sound of that, click on my face to subscribe. Tatty bye!